Hello, everybody. Welcome to Composition April 22nd. Today, I kind of want to make like a catch-up day. A lot of people didn't get the work done last week, so I know this is a weird transition time. Some people are struggling more than others. So the actual work that I'm assigning you today shouldn't take longer than about 20 minutes, like including watching this video. So the rest of that time, the rest of like the hour that you would have spent, I want you to try and get caught up on the work that you missed last week if you are one of those people. Okay, so that's our first objective, catch up on composition classwork if you're behind. Other two things, we're going to prepare to write our own assertions. So we're getting into some writing by reviewing what those are, what are assertions, and some vocabulary, defensible and clarified in scope. And then you are going to identify an argument that you disagree with. So you're going to go back to the discussion posts from last Friday. You're going to find an argument you disagree with and acknowledge that argument and then respond to it with your own. Okay. So agenda, some housekeeping, just talking about policies, late work, etc. Vocabulary review, so assertion, defensible, clarified in scope, and counterclaim. And then you're going to do that. You have an exit ticket to do on that stuff, and then you're going to do that discussion board reply as kind of your final piece today. Okay, so today there is no classwork document to turn in. So your tasks are, first thing, if you are behind on April 15th and 17th classwork, I want you to go back and do that first before, like, stop the video if you are a person who didn't turn this in, and go back and do those first. Then once you are done watching this video, you're going to complete an exit ticket for this assignment. And then you're going to reply to one of your peers' discussion posts from April 17th. So a note on policies, late work. So for last week, I'm giving full credit. It's annoying that you can't see the whole thing with my little camera here. For last week, I'm giving full credit as if you turn in work before this Monday, the 27th. So Monday, the 27th at 8 a.m., as long as you get all the work done before then, I will count it for full credit. Moving forward, the highest you can get is a 70 if an assignment is late, and that's a school-wide policy. That's actually a KIPP Colorado-wide policy. Unless you communicate in advance. So if you email me before the due date, then I'm happy to work out an extension, okay? But last week I didn't hear from a lot of people, or I heard from people after the due date, so communication is key in this weird time. Email me, comment on the assignments, however you need to get in touch with me, just do that before the due date. I can work out an extension. And just a reminder, always click turn in on completed assignments. Okay, vocabulary review. So for the exit ticket, once you're done watching this video, you're not going to be able to look back at the slides or the video. It's like set up as a quiz, so you can only have that tab open. So if this information is unfamiliar to you, I encourage you to take notes on paper or like in the notes app on your phone or something like that, okay? To help you on that exit ticket. All right, so assertions. Let's review what assertions are. So those are mini arguments or claims that support your big argument, your thesis statement, right? So if you can think of it like a pyramid, so your thesis statement's on top, your assertions are kind of in the middle, holding up that thesis statement, and then your evidence and analysis is going to support those assertions. So your assertion is the first sentence of each body paragraph, so you should have 3 assertions. So your thesis is going to make an argument defending or challenging Sherry Turkle's argument. So as a reminder of what she thinks technology negatively impacts our relationships and ultimately makes us lonelier. So a couple things that I noticed from work last week. Sherry Turkle does not think that technology is always bad. That's not her argument, right? Her argument is specifically about relationships and impacts on relationships. She does not think all technology is bad all the time. Her argument is about relationships. So other problems caused by technology, like distraction from work, eye problems, laziness, whatever, those are separate issues, right? They're like kind of related, but her argument is about relationships and how technology impacts relationships, okay? So those other issues are separate. So your assertions, so you're overall going to make an argument agreeing or disagreeing with her, right? In that about her argument. So then your assertions are going to be like smaller reasons or claims that you agree or disagree with her. So one example of an agree assertion would be talking via digital technology is different or less real than talking face to face. That's a reason to agree with Sherry Turkle. On the other side, a reason to disagree with her is that we can more easily keep in touch with distant family or friends, especially right now, right? So that's a disagree reason. Okay. So defensible, just some other vocabulary review. Assertion should be defensible. This means they can be argued against. They are opinions, not facts that can be proven true or false. So a fact, for example, is Bijan Stephen believes social media is helpful for social movements. It's a fact that he believes this, even if you don't agree with him, right? This can be proven true or false. A defensible statement, on the other hand, would be social media makes society better overall because it helps social movements spread. So this is an opinion. Oops. It cannot be proven true or false. Okay. Clarified in scope is the other thing that our assertion should be. So this means they're specific instead of big and broad. So think of it like upside down pyramid. A lot of pyramids today. I don't know, whatever. So they make a claim and then they answer how, why, when, or so what. So I'm going to show you some examples, and we're going to go from really broad, not clarified in scope, down to here where they get more clarified in scope. So we want to try and be here, okay? So a big, broad claim is social media is bad for us. That's a huge claim, right? That's not specific at all. Doesn't have a how, why, when, or so what. And it doesn't actually say that much, right? It's not much of an opinion. This is getting a little more specific, has a negative impact on relationships. Still no how, why, when, or so what. This one, again, getting a little bit more specific. Social media doesn't allow for real conversations between people, so that's a more specific impact on relationships, but there's still no how, any of this. We haven't answered any of these questions. And then finally, social media doesn't allow for real conversations between people, which causes relationships to become more shallow and less authentic. So that has a specific claim that then goes on to answer that so what. Okay, so which causes this larger effect? So what? Okay, next slide. All right, so in your first assertion, you're going to acknowledge a counterclaim. So that means you're going to admit or accept a counterclaim, and that's a claim on the opposite side of the argument. And then this makes your argument stronger because you're going to then refute that counterclaim. So that means respond to it, right? Say why it's wrong. Okay, so how to acknowledge a counterclaim. So first thing you're going to do, so let's say I was going to disagree with Sherry Turkle. So a counterclaim would be a reason that she thinks what she thinks. If I'm disagreeing with her, counterclaim would be, why does she believe what she does? So she believes that technology does not allow for deep, authentic conversations. And then I'm going to say why I think that specific claim is wrong. So this specific claim that I'm responding to, deep, authentic conversations, why I think that's wrong is that it actually allows a lot of people to reveal parts of themselves and have conversations that might be nervous to have in real life, right? So I'm saying actually social media allows for deeper conversations in a lot of cases. And then you put those together in a complex or compound sentence. So if I was doing it in a complex sentence, I would start with a dependent clause. So although Sherry Turkle believes that technology does not allow for deep, authentic conversations, and then you need a comma, it actually does, right? Or I can do a compound sentence with a thamo. So, but I'm always starting with the counterclaim first, right? Sherry Turkle thinks this. However, and again, I need a semicolon here because I have two independent clauses. However, it actually allows many people, etc. So start with the counterclaim, then say why it is wrong. Okay, last piece here. So you're going to practice doing exactly this, right? Responding to a counterclaim. So the way you're going to do that is replying to a discussion post. So you're going to read through your teammates' contributions from the April 17th discussion. Some really awesome insights in there. Like, I was really impressed by people's contributions. Find one paragraph that you disagree with, even if it's just a little part of it that you disagree with, like it's not all of it. Find some piece that you disagree with. And then you are going to reply to that post with one sentence, doing exactly what we did back here, right? So start by acknowledging that person's point of view. You need to actually show that you read it. So like summarize what they said, right? Although it is true that social media allows you to whatever, and then say why you think it's incorrect. Okay, so here's some sentence stems to help you out. Although it is true that blank, I disagree with you because blank, right? Or I agree with you that X, however, I think Y, right? So start by showing that you understand what they're arguing and like acknowledging that claim, then respond to it. Okay, so an example reply. This person said, since technology allows you to edit yourself, people don't show their real self. And my reply would be, although it is true you can edit yourself online, so that's the counterclaim, right? I'm acknowledging I understand what that person said. This actually may result in people being more true to themselves by showing a side of themselves they're too nervous to share in real life. So I'm responding to it by saying what I think. Okay, so to wrap up, first, do the exit ticket. So before you do the exit ticket, you're going to review the material in these slides and take notes on paper if you feel like you need to. You only get one shot at doing this exit ticket, and you can only have that tab open at that time. Okay, so you cannot refer to these slides while you take the exit ticket. So complete the exit ticket, and then you're going to reply to one of your peers' discussion posts by acknowledging their argument and saying why you disagree. So just like what we did, this practice, there's an example. Additionally, if you need to revise your own original post to meet the criteria, please do so by replying to your own post. So this is actually an assessment grade in the gradebook. So this is how I am grading your original paragraph: at least 5 sentences, assertion, evidence, 3 sentences of analysis, and you need to practice both of these grammar skills. Okay, so if you missed one of those grammar skills, for example, reply to your own paragraph, like including that sentence with that grammar skill practice. This is how I am grading you. So if you do not meet all these criteria, you will not get 100%. If you do meet all these criteria, you will get 100%. And your reply does count for part of that as well. Okay. Once you have completed the exit ticket and replied to one of your peers' discussion posts, click turn in on the April 22nd assignment so that I know that you have done both of those things. And that is it. I hope your week is going well. Please get in touch with me if you have any questions. Things are going to be late. Let me know. And I will see you on Friday.